Okay. Oh Hashem. We're learning Likutey Moharan, Torah and Vav. Maisa, we are holding Storage of the Hastor, Gas HaStoris. Let's do a little of synopsis of what is Negeah. Now the shir is, first of all, is dedicated to Ilu Nishmas, my mother-in-law, Colin Selma, that's Irving, I'm not sure, and L'schos from my granddaughter, this is her vote tonight. So Bezat Hashem, B'yatzlachat L'al Yisrael. Okay. Turn and Vav is basically talking about that every single person has a malchus. You have authority. It means the neshamas are like an inverted tree. You know, like the root is on top, and the limbs are on the bottom. And the more central on the neshama is, the more is the trunk. You know, the root, the trunks, and then the limbs, and then the geza and the anafim and the alim. That's not. I think it's the same way like a tree that the chayos comes from the sherish, comes from the root, through the trunk, through the geza, to the limbs, to the anafim, then to the small ones, to the twigs, whatever, to the alim, and so forth and so on. So every person has he's somewhere along the food chain, as it were, that he's under a higher neshama than him. That neshama has malchus over him. And you yourself have malchus over neshamas underneath you. Now, this malchus, this authority, is both benigla and benista. Some people, you tell them what to do. The people in your family, I don't know what you do, but you tell them what to do, but let's assume that they do. I don't know. The kitzur, and the same thing is also happening with benista. These are neshamas that are under you. They are getting their chayos through you, and there's no direction. You don't know who they are. They don't know who you are. I mean, of course, there's a certain mile when it says there's one tzaddik who benigla seems like he doesn't any memshala over anybody came out, yeah. But be'elam gadol be'astara, he is ruling over the entire door, the entire generation. Sometimes even generation ahead and generation before. And the thing is that this authority is a sakona, because it's a danger. If you're responsible, somebody who is a melamed in a cheder, and he doesn't teach, the students don't know who is getting punished, the melamed, right? If you're supposed to teach them, you're supposed to guide them, you're supposed to get them to what they're supposed to get. And if you don't do, if chas v'chalil a person doesn't do it, then the onus is on him. But if he does do it and they choose not to listen to him, so who is, as he said about I'm putting you a scout over Beit Yisrael. You're supposed to look, guide everyone. If you are admonishing the Rosh and you tell him what to do and he doesn't listen to you, he's going to be punished. If you admonish him, you save yourself. But if you say, listen, do me a favor, it's not for me, who am I? I don't want, leave me out of it. Then the Rosh Hashanah gets punished, even though he wasn't admonished properly.
He wasn't what?
He wasn't admonished, he wasn't guided properly, he wasn't told, the straight and narrow. But being that the person didn't, the one above him didn't tell him, he just shied away from the whole responsibility, so he gets the punishment first. This is a malchus makabezet be'aleh. That's a very big responsibility. So in order to negate that, you have to fill your malchus with chayes, with longevity. Shouldn't be a malchus makabez be'aleh, but it should be barichas yamim to malchus. Without getting into too many details, this is done through the Esek HaTorah, because Kodesh Baruch Hu is everywhere, and the agents, the tools with which the Kodesh Baruch Hu is in everything, is the Oisis HaTorah. Okay? Now, basically we have a kasha. How am I supposed to guide people who, that under me? A, I don't necessarily know what they need, and B, I don't even know who they are. Many of them, I don't know who they are. They're not by me. So how do you do it? So Rabbeinu teaches that Lemaisa, when a person learns Torah, he's koine das, and this dat itself is awakening the oasis of Torah that exists in everything. All those who are under his neshama, there's a Torah in their place. Let's say because a person who does what the Kodesh Baruch Hu wants to do, everything is open, there's no klipas there. But what happens if a person doesn't know what Hashem wants him to do? Then, as much as he strays away from what Hashem says, this is as much as the Kodesh Baruch Hu becomes hidden from him. Hidden. Star. It's a star. Now, when a person does one Avera, say the Kodesh Baruch Hu is hidden a little bit. But if he repeats it, over Vishano, Nasalo Keheta, then the Kodesh becomes even more hidden from him. And such a situation is very difficult to find a Kodesh Baruch Hu. But sometimes it becomes even worse. That the person is over Vishano so many times that he doesn't even know that the Kodesh Baruch Hu is hidden from him. Astor shebetoch astor, which means the soid. It's not the soid. There's a soid, and soid. What is soid? What's the difference? Soid means that you know that something is hidden from you, but you don't know what it is. Soid means not only you don't even know there's a secret. You don't know if anything is hidden from you. A person can chas v'chalila, be over so much that the Bichlal doesn't even know that the Kodesh Baruch Hu is hidden from him. He doesn't even know that if HaKadosh Baruch Hu exists b'chlal. They don't know. The thing is that even those places, a star shebetoch a star, because when a person is in a double astora, there's no chance of finding HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You don't even know to look. You don't have anything to look for.
Today.
Exactly right. So how can you awaken? The answer is that every mitzias in the world has a Torah, has the Oisis Torah in it. Otherwise it could not exist. Koach of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in the entire Bria, in the form of Oisis Torah. So there's Torah in everything, in every machshava, in every dibur, every maisa, any mitzias, every dimion, every cloud, every breeze, every wind, every thought, every mistake, every avera, every false opinion. Even divrei chas v'chalila, the happiness on it, there is a Kodesh Baruch Hu there, there is Oisis Torah there. Otherwise it could not exist. The Torah said Torah base, the second chelek, everything, Kodesh Baruch Hu is everywhere. But when a person chas v'chalila does an avera, as we learn in Torah, Torah Daled, he switches the Oisis of Torah from the Oisis of the mitzvah, like don't be Mechal Shabbos, don't this, don't whatever it is. If a person is over the Savera, he's taking the tziruf, the combination of the letters of the Torah, and he makes a tziruf of Avera. Then the Kodesh Baruch Hu is hidden. But the letters are still there. They're just finished. So when a person that is above you learns Torah and is koine das, injecting his machos with longevity, that shines to the Torah, to the Oisis of the Torah that by the neshamas that are underneath him, that in the Astorah, even the Astorah Shabbat Astorah, and that strips off the Astorah and the Astorah Shabbat Astorah, and then the Torah itself wakes up inside those people and is mechech them. P'tayim ad matai tevu peti. You're fools. Time out. Until when? till you'll be all, enraptured with foolishness.
That's in foolishness, not innocence.
No. Till when you'll be in love with silliness, with the one Nakuda that is very evident over here is that who's the first neshama that is under my malchus that I'm supposed to guide? Any guesses?
Benigla or Benista?
Benigna v'menista. Me. I don't listen to me. The Chofetz Chaim said they invented. Yeah, the Chofetz Chaim said, they invented technology that can make a person hear in this place in the world what a person says in another place in the world. But they still haven't invented a machine that will make a person hear what he's saying in his own mouth. He's talking about the Shnar, whatever it is. A person is like, we don't realize that we are actually going in this world blind as a bat. Oh, I know what's going on. I got a clue. Every once in a while, you go through your life to a certain mahalach. Interesting. I never figured out. I was sure that I'm just exactly where I'm supposed to be. What do you mean? That's my life. I'm not perfect? No, who's perfect? Okay. Suddenly you find yourself at a different stage. Maybe you grow older, something happens, the Kodesh Baruch Hu opens you, and you're like, I was totally off. Totally off. I thought that I know absolutely everything. I know who's right. I know who's wrong. And I know what they have to do. I know what the Prime Minister is supposed to do. I know what the mayor is supposed to do. I know what the Melamed is supposed to do, what my father's supposed to do, what my mother's supposed to do, and she never did. Everything I know. When the Oises Torah, when I listen to myself, this is awakened within me. And suddenly, I get a seichel. I'm a type table person. Until when are you going to be in love with your own foolishness? The minute you start doing it, suddenly the world opens. Suddenly you get a seichel, and you see that everything that you knew until now, you haven't even begun to know. You haven't even started. We speak about the started learning Masechah Shavuos in the Kohen. The first Mishnah talks about Tumas B'Samikdosh V'Kodshav. If a person eats it and b'shoigeg, it's supposed to bring chatas common oil v'yored, according to how much money he has. So there is a different kind of levels. What happens? You're supposed to know either that you're tumah or or you're in the mikdash, whatever it is. It has to be a deer. Then it's supposed to be a elam. You don't know. You forgot.
It's for coming tama in a basement.
Yes. Yeah. And then you find out. Oops. You have to find out. Only in such a case you're supposed to bring a carbon. So there's different kind of different kind of. You know what happens if you knew in the beginning but you forgot completely. So you get kapora from the issue Yom Kippurim that is done b'fnim. They spritz the blood in Kodesh HaKodeshim and whatever. Then there is when a person didn't know in the beginning but he knew in the end. So it's not a in the one that knew in the beginning doesn't get the full kapora, but it gets it's the chatas apnimis is toila, is matzal him from Yisurim. If a person didn't know in the beginning, but he knows at the end, the chatas Yom Kippurim, the third, the one is on outside, makes him a kapara, gives him a kapara. the question amongst this whole thing is, what do you mean a person didn't know, and then he found out, and he did the kapara? Why would you need the kapara? You didn't know. Why would you need the kapara? If you did anything b'shoigig, you didn't know. So b'shoigig is just shtei chatichot chelev v'shuman before a person, right? He says, and he ate one of them. He thought it was shuman, and he ended up eating the fat which is forbidden. Okay, then he found out he's supposed to bring a korban. Why? What is this concept of being obligated by doing an avera inadvertently? They didn't mean to. They didn't know. Afterwards, he found out. You knew that one of them was chalev, whatever. The answer is that if a person is very diligent on doing what a Kodesh Baruch Hu wants from him, eating as much as you can L'Shem Shamayim, davening as much as you can b'kavon, just keeping it in mind, you'll never be nichshel. It gets out of the shmaya. Say tzaddikim, they're never nichshel in eating anything asa, because everything that they eat L'Shem Shamayim. Not pitom they should be nichshel. But when a person starts saying, something, I'll tell you what. Everything is for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but I like yapchik.
What?
Yapchik. I like it. I'm not going to do it, First day now, what I'm supposed to eat some sure. What's wrong with that? I like it. What?
Hungarian.
Yeah, I like it. What's supposed to be? Charlotte Kerestira, it's supposed to eat. I'm not supposed to eat a little, maybe a steak, a chicken. A chicken, what's the big deal? But the thing is that as a person strays away, takes things for himself, because the Ruach gets hidden from him. But it's like, that basically what's straight ahead, you're right. What about this? This is not enough. They're not from. This is not beneath me. What about this? Is too much. This is fanatics. I feel more comfortable with chilonim than with them. But I'm just video. What happens when a person does? That's a little bit for myself, a little bit what happens is that you turn. What before was not enough, was beneath you, becomes okay. What before was, was wrong, becomes sadder. There's some things that, and what becomes too much becomes sadder, whatever. In other words, you get a new perspective that is hidden. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is hidden in that perspective. You cannot see outside from that perspective. You are in a hastara. You are in a hastara. You don't see what's wrong. You don't see what's wrong. What do you mean? I'm perfectly fine. I'm davening, I'm this and that, making brachas before I use. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? In other words, you also go into a star. So how is the Kodesh Baruch Hu going to let you know, hey, you started looking for number one, you forgot about me. You started looking out for yourself, have a little fun, and you forgot about me. How does the Kodesh Baruch Hu let you know? The answer is, he's bringing you shoygig. Oops.
The shoygig?
Yeah. Your fall, your nichshel b'shoygig. I didn't mean to. The Baruch was telling you. All along, you thought that you were 100% okay. You became lax. You became comfortable, right? You became comfortable. Kodesh Baruch Hu is making you up. How is he going to wake you up? He's going to bring you a shogeg. The korban that you have to give is because of the fact that you have put yourself into a star. That's the union of shogeg. The thing that we are all only looking out of our own eyes. We can't see what we can't see. Because we're like horses, they have these blinders over the eyes, they only see straight. I only see things from my own perspective. This, too much. This, not enough. Okay, now this is also okay. This is B'chlal, they're fanatics, forget about it. And so forth and so on. I get into a star. That's why the first neshama that I'm supposed to listen to, they're supposed to guide, is me. Comes the question.
How can they be under me? I'm within me, I'm not under me.
Beseder, but the point is that.
It's about festival.
But what I'm saying is that it's very easy to learn this Torah, this kind of like abstract, neshama, shebetoch neshama, a story, somebody else, someone in Paris, someone in Guatemala, in Newfoundland. I don't know, But what about me? It starts with me. No, there's no forget about it. We're not going to continue this long enough. As I said before, Dafka tonight we need to finish a bit earlier. My first granddaughter is getting engaged, so I have to. So I'm sorry, Matriach and Moshe, and that's what I'm going to share. Anyhow, a bisschen solche tut. Anyhow, so Rabbeinu says that this inyan of Hastorah toch Hastorah. Rabbeinu says that the minute that these oisios inside a person are being revealed, and Torah comes out of them, the Torah itself admonishes them. V'zeh shekosov pia poscha b'chochma, through the chochma and the das, this is how you reveal the stories. This is how you make Torah out of them. There's a pia poscha. The Torah itself is announcing, is crying out inside the people that are inside you, in their situation, in their story, in their obliviousness. Okay, so now Rabbeinu is misakim this nimtza shaladei esek haTorah. When a person is osek b'Torah, al yodo mamshich amrichos yom koch hamalchus. This is how you inject longevity into your malchus. This is how you put the Torah into the kalim of the days and hours of people. But they said, when you do this, it is possible to mochech people that are very, very far, that are so far that they are inside a star shebetoch a star. We learned before that Kodesh Baruch Hu is infinite. When Kodesh Baruch Hu is infinite, how can you receive chayos from chayachayim? How can you receive chayos? How can you drink from a tsunami? It drowns everything. So they have to have a kli. You have to have all this water has to go into a river, and the river has to go into a smaller one, and then it goes to the reservoir. It has to go to a pipe, and smaller pipe, and smaller pipe, and smaller pipe, until it comes out of your faucet. Then you put a cup in the faucet. Oh, this I can drink. Can drink the whole river. Can drink the whole sea. Getting chayes from Kodesh Baruch Hu is Ein Sof. Getting chayes from him is impossible. Oh, maybe. The day we receive the chayes of Kodesh Baruch Hu is through Yomim and hours and weeks and years. These are kelim to contain the chayes from Kodesh Baruch Hu. To parcel it out, in shtickers, in bite sizes, as it were. You can live a day at a time, an hour at a time, a minute at a time. This is how you get chayes from Hashem. This is how you serve a Kodesh Baruch Hu. The Torah is also divided into these kelim. There's parshas, there's psukim, there is words, there is letters. Each one of them is a keli that sort of constricts the chayes from Chayachai, from Kodesh Baruch Hu, and you're able to get it in, you're able to eat it, you're able to drink it, you're able to breathe it, you're able to, it keeps you alive. The Torah, it says, ma chukim v'mishpotim ha'elos, the Torah is called ma. But the Melech says, the days are also called ma. Umidas yomai mahi. The Torah is the tool with which I call the days into me. And it says, if you want to call the chayes and chayachayim from the Kodesh Baruch Hu, you have to, be shoev, with the dli, with a cup, it's the Torah, the oisios, the word. This is midas yom mahi. It was how when you, and Rabbeinu says the very same way when I call a person, you have to call him by his name. The entire Torah is the names of Kodesh Baruch Hu. You want to call the Kodesh Baruch Hu? You want to call Chai Chai to get chayes from him? You learn Torah. That's why they say about the Melech. The mitzvah of the Melech has an extra mitzvah to write an extra sefer Torah. It says v'hoisa iman v'karba kol yomei chayav leman yarich yomim malachti. That sefer Torah is supposed to be by the Melech. He's supposed to learn Torah all these days, in order to inject longevity on his malchus, on his mamlachti. You're calling the Chai Chaim by learning Torah. Bezat Hashem, a few more minutes, and then we'll have to stop. I apologize, be matriach the oilam. As I said, I have to go a vort for my granddaughter. Yeah, so she's getting engaged. So, I'll have to leave in a couple of minutes, in a few minutes. Yeah, and that parish will be chol yoim vayom every single day. Mordechai misalach michatzar bes hanoshim. Adas Shlom Esther v'ladat ma yaseh. Every single day, Mordechai which is the tzaddik, is going around before Chatzar bes hanoshim to know what's happening with Esther. Rabbeinu here reveals a brand new understanding of this pasuk. Who had this notion? Who is Mordechai? What is Esther? Rabbeinu says like this: B'chol yom v'yom. That's the Torah. We say midas yomimai, right? The Torah is the yomim, the psukim, the chulek. We should bring the chayes to the days. Chatzar base, the chitzonis and the pnimis. Chatzar base, from the outside, the inside. Shebechulam and all those, the outside, the inside, nister Hashem is Baruch Sham. Because Baruch Hu is there, all machshavos, all the looks, all the diburim, all the ma'asim, everything. The Kadosh Baruch Hu and everything. Even the machshavos, diburim of those who are very far from the Kadosh Baruch Hu. These are the noshim. Chatzar b'es noshim. Everyone says people leave a Kadosh Baruch Hu because of three reasons. They are becoming like women, becoming weak like women. It says, what is noshim? One tzir, b'lishon shenoshu v'kofzu min kol mishon olam. Something happened to them, there's a trauma, whatever it is. Suddenly grew up in a frum home, suddenly boom, the finance industry, bad friends, whatever it is. Kivyochol, they jumped out of their place. Noshu v'kofzu, this is a noshim, shenoshu v'kofzu min kol mishon olam. That's one type of noshim. Noshu v'kofzu. Gida nosha. What's a gida nosha? That it jumped from its groove. That's what called so nosha. That's the second one. We are going. There are three types of noshim. The second one, יש שכבר היו קצת השם, they were back, הקדוש ברוך הוא for a little while. עכשיו שכחו אותו, they forgot about it. They went, they thought things were cool, whatever it is, smoking cigarettes, whatever it is. Until they got to the place, Kodesh Baruch Hu was totally hidden from them. They forgot about it. They forgot they're supposed to serve Kodesh Baruch Hu. They forgot there's the end of life. There's a tachas to everything. But this is Noshem Shon Shichach, the way that you said. כמו שכל כי נשני אלוקים, אז כל בית סמל. בית אבי, כל שכבר שכחו את השם יזבח. This is another Noshem.
What was the second one?
שנושם שון שכחו. נשני אלוקים, אז בית אבי, כל בית סמל.
That's the shit. That's what was
That's the second one. The first one, shenosha, shekofzu. Something happened to them and they were, transported from being inside to being outside. That's one type of nosha. Nosha. Nishia. The second one is shichacha, forgetfulness. They were by Kodesh Baruch Hu. They knew about him. But you're asking, why you're not doing what Kodesh Baruch Hu wants you to do? What do you want? No, 100% okay. I'm a good Jew. I'm a good person. Heard that? I'm a good person, Make Kiddush and Shabbos, I have a keeper in the back, my back pocket. It's okay. Now, and the third kind, there are those שגם עתה זויכים את השם יזברך. Even now they're in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. אך שנושסו גבורוסו, they lose their power. I know I'm supposed to do that, but I can't. I'm supposed to wake up, chatzois and the sick. I know I'm supposed to, but so hard. So noshaso gvurosom kenoshim. That their gvura is mismasmas. Rabbeinu says in the Shir that hello, that's my son. Just 1 second. In a couple of minutes, I'll be there. All right.
in the car.
Yeah. So, Bezat Hashem, next week we'll talk a little bit more about this. I gotta run. But every single word of Rabbeinu's Torah is a netzach and is ein sof. Bezat Hashem, if the schus of every word that we heard, every word that we're able to speak, every kind of service says, I like this. I like this Diburim. I want to hear more. It's a ganze Gan Eden. It's a ganze Olam Haba, even if you don't come again. If you never hear this Diburim again, it's never get lost. Shkoyach Gadol.
כן,
Good
כן,
Shabbos.
כן.
Can you send me this?
מח שנר, מח שנר.
Mach schnell.